This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Breast cancer killed women. And now we're seeing that with these early screenings and early diagnosis, the survival rates have gone up.
Breast cancer rates are going down. Millions of dollars are donated every year to fund research. What do we need to know? Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Conan. Welcome to ABC7 at 7. We'll have more on Breast Cancer Awareness Month in a moment, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. Baby, it is cold outside. Okay, well, it's at least a lot cooler than it was just a few short days ago. The first cold snap of the season. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with the first alert forecast. Bob.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, it's been rather warm, a warm fall we've had here so far, and a very hot summer, too. So this little break that we're seeing was really quite nice this morning. Temperatures actually dropped down to more average temperatures this morning, into the mid-60s to lower 60s. A little bit of a north wind made it feel a little bit cooler out there. Beautiful, gorgeous sunset tonight. Just a few low-top cumulus clouds out there, but we're looking for skies to stay clear overnight, and that will allow that temperature to drop down close to the dew point in some places. We're going to see some upper 40s inland east of I-75. Right now it's 66 and the dew point is very low. Winds out of the north-northwest at 10 and the pressure is on the rise now as high pressure is building in. Temperatures currently into the upper 60s to mid-60s across the area. It's 66 in Bradenton, 78 now. The Gulf water temperature, that continues to drop. And 65 in Arcadia, 69 now. In Inglewood, Northport, you're at 67. Dew point temperatures really tell us where the temperature is going to go, or at least bottom out, if it's going to bottom out at all. It looks like right around mid-40s to upper 40s here along the Sun Coast. We'll see 50 in Northport, 53 at Port Charlotte. Near the coast, those dew point temperatures will be a little higher simply because that water temperature is a little bit warmer than the land is going to be. Lakewood Ranch at 52. That'll be the low to start things off. And Longboat Key, 58 degrees, 58 as well into Anna Maria. So temperatures will be on the cold side to start things off. Those are more winter-like temperatures as opposed to fall. And that dry air will stick around too. Look at that large swath of dry air covering the mid-levels of the atmosphere all the way over into Mexico and Texas tonight. And that is going to keep things very dry for us here temporarily. Things will change, though, as we head into the weekend due to this tropical moisture to our south, which will move northward in the next couple of days. And we'll be in right around the same time a cold front moves through will be in place there to bring us a pretty good chance for some storms. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Alan?
Thanks a lot, Bob. Another year, another attempt at getting real teeth into the Florida law making texting and driving illegal. Florida is one of only 4 states in the U.S. where law enforcement can't pull drivers over solely for texting and driving. You can only get cited if you're pulled over for another reason like speeding, but that could change soon if a new Senate bill becomes law. It aims at making texting and driving a primary offense, which would allow law enforcement to pull over drivers for that alone.
Different counties have different amounts of money, but here in Sarasota, you'd be looking at $116. So that's a very expensive mistake to make just because you wanted to make sure you got that text off in time.
The House version of the bill would double fines for anyone texting and driving in school zones or school crossings. One person is in the hospital and several others are homeless after a fire tore through a Sarasota home overnight. The fire broke out around 3 o'clock this morning at a home on Christie Avenue near Fruitville and McIntosh. When firefighters arrived at the house, it was engulfed in flames. 9 people were living there. The woman who owns the home says the fire started in the bedroom. A 49-year-old man who was in that room was seriously injured. New details tonight on the shooting in Sarasota that left 1 person in the hospital. Police say a man was shot along North Links Avenue around 9 last night. He was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital with minor injuries. Police say so far no witnesses have come forward with information about the shooting or a possible suspect. The Sarasota Police Department says one of their officers had to shoot and kill a dog while serving a search warrant today. Police went to a house on 42nd Street around 3 this afternoon. The police department says a pit bull attacked the approaching officer. Another officer shot and killed the dog. It is not known if anyone was arrested at the scene. Each year, more than 1,000 teenagers in Florida get married, but that may be about to change. A bill aimed at ending child marriage is being filed in the state legislature. Under current law, teenagers as young as 16 can get married if their parents consent.
If you're 16 and 17 and you're really in love, you can wait the extra year or the couple months, and then you'll even have more opportunity to be with the person and get to know them better and feel more comfortable about your marriage.
Supporters of the legislation say 70 to 80% of all marriages before age 18 end in a divorce. Images of hate during a day of unity at a school on the Suncoast. Venice High School is cleaning up after 3 people broke into the school late last night and drew graffiti on the walls. There were derogatory messages directed towards students. The incident is being investigated as a potential hate crime because there was a swastika drawn on the wall. Ironically, Venice was scheduled to celebrate Unity Day. Governor Rick Scott is announcing his 2018-2019 budget proposal will include $63 million for teacher supply grants. The proposal is an increase of nearly $18 million or $100 additional per teacher. The annual grants are used by educators to buy classroom supplies needed for the school year. Currently, teachers receive $250 annually for classroom supplies. The governor's proposal would increase funding to $350 annually. This year alone, the governor secured the highest per pupil funding in Florida history. You must have seen our recent show on this very topic. Thanks, Governor. Still to come is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The number of deaths associated with the disease is going down. Why? And what you should know about organizations claiming to champion the cause.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812, 800-738-9812.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
About 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer over the course of their lifetime. That shocking statistic has sparked nationwide awareness campaigns. The good news, the number of women surviving breast cancer is up. ABC7's Bobeth Yates tells us how breast cancer trends are changing. Bobeth?
Well, over the years, breast cancer awareness has changed a lot, not just with how the illness is diagnosed, but every aspect, including how you donate to organizations that help. And doctors say those campaigns are working.
Breast cancer is no longer a death sentence.
Dr. Mala Singh from Gulf Coast Medical Group specializes in women's health. Singh says between 1989 and 2014, studies have shown a decrease in the number of people dying from breast cancer, statistics she attributes to awareness and early detection.
Breast cancer killed women, and now we're seeing that with these early screenings and early diagnosis, the survival rates have gone up.
It's estimated that by the end of this year, there will be more than 252,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer and more than 63,000 new non-invasive cases. But Singh says if those cases are caught early, the patient will almost always survive.
And if they're diagnosed early enough, they can get the treatment, and the survival rate is extremely good. Survival rate for stage 1 or stage 0 is actually at 100%.
As part of that detection process, doctors recommend regular breast exams as early as age 40, and the many annual breast cancer awareness campaigns are not only helping to increase the awareness and the need for early cancer screening, but they also serve as fundraisers for many companies and nonprofit organizations championing the cause.
I think it's a fabulous thing when I see NFL players with pink socks, or I see tennis players, which is a passion of mine, and I see them wearing, pink wristbands and pink hats. That just brings more attention to this devastating disease of breast cancer and early awareness, and we'll have more survivors and fewer patients that are going to be dying of breast cancer.
In 2009, the NFL launched a Crucial Catch campaign, selling and auctioning pink items and donating the proceeds to the American Cancer Society. According to their website, the NFL raised $4.5 million for the organization. But while businesses like the NFL make it a point to donate the majority of their pink item proceeds, watchdog organization Breast Cancer Action says many other companies don't.
When you look at pink ribbon products, many of those are commercial products sold by companies, which are telling the public that they should buy this product because that company cares about breast cancer and hopefully will make a donation to support a breast cancer organization. So a lot of people are surprised to realize that not every pink ribbon product donates any money to a breast cancer organization.
Karuna Jagger is the CEO of Breast Cancer Action, and she says that practice is called pink washing.
What we see all too often is that companies are really profiteering off of a disease that has not been solved. I mean, pink ribbons have just become the darling of corporate marketers. It's a marketing bonanza, and we've seen pink ribbons on anything from handbags to handguns. So we really do encourage the public to ask critical questions when they're looking at a pink ribbon product.
Susie Bowie, the executive director of the Manatee Community Foundation, says many people have been shocked when informed how companies use their donations, and that's why she encourages the public to do their research before supporting a cause.
So it is important to make sure that an organization is managing its financial resources well, and you certainly want most of your contribution to go to programs, but it's a very old question to base your donation only on that information.
But Bowie says while financials are important, it shouldn't be the deciding factor.
What we really want donors to do is focus on the programmatic impact. So is the organization actually making a difference? If you're giving to an agency, are they moving the needle forward and accomplishing what they say they're going to accomplish for their clients? That's a really important question to ask.
Now, there are multiple websites you can go to find out how an organization is using your donation. They have all the details about their finances and everything else. Now, to find out those websites, go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and click on links we've mentioned.
Babette, thank you. Coming up in a moment, some of the Suncoast leading experts on breast cancer at the Trapezoid.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Welcome back. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is hard not to notice the pink ribbons, the NFL players wearing pink wristbands and cleats. It is also a good time to take a look at where we are in the battle against the cancer that too often takes the lives of our wives, mothers, grandmothers, sisters, daughters, and friends. Keep this in mind. On average, every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer. Every 13 minutes, a woman will die from it. And joining us for more is Dr. Karen Silver, an oncologist at Florida Cancer Specialist, Dr. Gray Swore, a radiation oncologist at 21st Century Oncology, and Dr. Alisa Schulman, who specializes in breast cancer reconstruction surgery. It is an honor to have you all here today. A new report by the American Cancer Society shows the number of breast cancer deaths dropped 39% between 1989 and 2015, saving 322,600 lives in 26 years. How did this happen?
Earlier detection and better treatments and more awareness. I think it's not just one answer. It's a confluence of events, I think, that the science has moved forward, detection, mammograms, ultrasound, breast MRI. Women are doing their own self-breast exams and finding abnormalities and seeking attention sooner, and public awareness. I think it's a combination of all those things.
It's the whole menu there, but is it also true that the treatment has evolved so well over the last couple of decades?
Absolutely. I think we have better surgical approaches. Chemotherapy has made huge differences. And in radiation therapy as well.
And in terms of, Lisa, in terms of reconstructive surgery, we are so farther along than we used to be.
It's no longer as deforming as it used to be, so there's less fear about what happens when I lose my breast. Can I have a new one? Or the fear of not having a breast is hopefully going to be replaced with I can have something close to what I had before. And so women are not as afraid. I mean, there's a lot of denial out there. With all the awareness, it's gotten better.
And what a huge difference does that make in terms of, because when you're battling a cancer or any serious illness for that matter, there is such a psychological component to that. If you have a feeling that you could at least get back close to where you were before, I would imagine that makes recovery a lot easier.
I think that's more than half of it. When we start meeting with patients who are newly diagnosed with breast cancer, it's very much an emotional support, trying to show them there's going to be multiple steps. It may take some time, and yes, there's always a chance of complication, but there's always hope. And my goal that over a year or two, we've not only gotten them back to where they were, but maybe even better. So we're programmed now to think all the positive things from my aspect, and still being realistic, and lots of support. And I think the technology and our ability to really recreate a breast is there.
Karen, how did we get so much better in terms of educating women in terms of self-examination that has led to this earlier detection?
Well, I think that many years ago, people didn't talk about breast or gynecologic things. You know, it was almost taboo. People didn't talk about cancer 20 or 30 years ago. And I think it's touched everyone now. And more people out there in the media will come out and say they've been touched or their family members been touched. So people aren't as afraid. And also the fact that it's not a death sentence. Your guest in the beginning that Beth interviewed, people should know it's not a death sentence, and it's not.
And how young is the education getting in terms of young women, in terms of getting through to them that even when you're younger, even though the numbers are less, it's still important to examine yourself and to just know what to look for?
I think all the awareness has been a great thing. Kids are doing a lot of events with their parents. They see it at school, and I think children, you know, all ages are aware of it. Some have lost family members and friends. So I think that now that we are talking about that kind of thing, breast and cancer, they're not taboo words anymore. I think that's been a great thing, and I think people understand that there is a family history. Sometimes, not all, not in most cases actually, but if you do have a family history, then that's another time to start.
Okay, we are just getting warmed up. We'll have much more on Breast Cancer Awareness Month right after we check First Alert Weather. Stay with us.
We asked our customers, why is Consumer Cellular your choice in wireless?
Consumer Cellular helps me save money. It's simple and easy.
It is reliable.
I like the fact that there are no contracts.
By moving to Consumer Cellular, my cost is 50% less than it was.
They fit the plan to you.
I have everything I want with Consumer Cellular.
Their customer service is fabulous.
Customers are the #1 priority.
I really feel like they take care of me.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
We really appreciate the AARP discount.
AARP members get exclusive discounts.
It's easy to switch. You could use your own phone and you could use your own number.
Wild horses wouldn't drag me away from Consumer Cellular.
Go with Consumer Cellular.
You're going to save a lot of money.
Switch today. It's all backed by a 30-day risk-free guarantee. Call 1-800-368-8758. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-620-2254. That's 1-800-620-2254.
Do you need a good laugh? Starting November 1st at the Player Center, everything that can go wrong does go wrong in the smash hit comedy Moon Over Buffalo. This wild Broadway series production shows what happens both on stage and off. Contact the Players at 365-2494 or at theplayers.org. The show must go on with Moon Over Buffalo.
Our conversation on breast cancer awareness continues right after we get a check on the First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Alan. Well, speaking of that, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk takes place this Saturday, October 28th. Registration at 7 a.m. and it's at the Nathan Benderson Park. The walk actually begins at 9. The forecast is really dependent upon what this tropical system does down to our south. But right now we're calling for mostly cloudy skies, a chance for a few showers. I think the heavier rain will be later in the day on Saturday and Saturday night. Temperatures at that time will be in the low to mid 70s, so we're not going to see the big cool down that we were seeing these past couple of mornings. Winds will be out of the south at 10. We expect a lot of folks to be out there. Also, I'm participating in, again, Real Men Wear Pink. And if you want to donate to mine, just go to Facebook and do @SuncoastWX to find my site. And you can search my site there, and you'll find a way to donate for Real Men Wear Pink. Now, Van Wezel webcam showing beautiful skies this evening as the sun has set. You can see a few cumulus clouds out there occasionally working its way by. The waters have been rather intense. There's kind of a pink sky right now. How apropos is that? Look at the Van Wezel webcam. The waters have been rather choppy, but that is starting to calm down a bit right now as a result of the winds coming down. Now, this high-pressure ridge will continue to work its way in our direction. That frontal boundary now well down to our south. That's continuing to push off to the southeast now. And as I mentioned, high pressure continues to dominate the weather over the southeast, drying things out and providing us with a northerly flow. And that north wind will allow some drainage of some cooler air to settle in here along the west coast of Florida. We're looking at upper 40s well east of the interstate, but generally low to mid 50s up and down the coast can be expected. If you're on the barrier islands, more than likely upper 50s. Now, by 11 o'clock tonight, we'll look at clear skies and 64 degrees. Should be a pleasant evening and a dry one at that. With all this dry air in place, the water vapor imagery showing this dry air in place, and looks like that will continue to move in from the west, and we'll see that stay with us too, it looks like, through Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. Moisture starts to return as a result of another cold front. On top of that, that tropical moisture coming up from down south. 66 right now, and the dew point temperature is at 46. It's really low for this time of year. The pressure, 29.96 inches. The high today was 10 degrees below the average, or average high at 83. The record 91 set back in 1971. And the low this morning was pretty typical at 63. We've just been so warm this whole fall that the temperature this morning, although just normal, seemed a lot colder than normal. Hourly forecast tomorrow calling for highs to be into the mid 70s. We'll see plenty of sunshine right through the day. No real threat of any significant rainfall until later on Saturday, it looks like. Calmer conditions for boaters tomorrow. Northeasterly winds start off at 15 knots and then subside to 10 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet, and the water temperature now at 78. UV index will be high, and looks like beaches will see high right around 75. Low tide upcoming 10:18, and sunrise will be at 7:37. Tonight, mostly clear, much cooler, mid-50s to lower 50s for lows. And then tomorrow, beautiful day, mostly sunny, mild, high near 76. And the extended forecast. Good on Friday, too, just a little bit warmer. And then a chance for showers and storms is pretty good at that on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and even into Sunday morning. Then it cools down again as another cold front slides on by. Yes, fall has moved in finally across the Sun Coast. Alan will be back with his guests right after this. Stick around.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, options. Or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and joining us for more is Dr. Karen Silver, an oncologist at Florida Cancer Specialist, Dr. Grace Swore, a radiation oncologist at 21st Century Oncology, and Dr. Elisa Schulman, who specializes in breast cancer reconstruction surgery. I cited some numbers just a few minutes ago. I want to cite a couple more. Between 2006 and 2015, overall breast cancer deaths rates decreased among Black, White, Latinos, Asian, Pacific Islanders, and American Indian, Alaska Natives. But in 2011, the breast cancer death rate among Black women was 44% higher than white women, although it still dropped to 39% in 2015. Any thoughts about why that is?
We think it's mostly access and fear of what happens and fear of something of the unknown. I don't know if we know of any genetic predisposition, but most of the time it's all about early access, early detection. You were telling me that you were on a panel locally not all that long ago, and you heard things that kind of surprised you. I can't imagine anyone being afraid of me, but I'm white. I can't imagine being Black. So I didn't know about the fears of going to a non-Black physician, and so we don't have that many Black physicians here. So it does kind of change the milieu. And so that's sort of a difficult thing to address, even though I'd like to think everyone has the same access. I know that's not true. Access is the other issue. There are substantial people in all our communities that cannot afford to go to the doctor, who may or may not have insurance. And do you think that's also an issue that... Absolutely. It's not just going to the doctor. It's the mammogram. It's the cost of the mammogram. Do you have insurance? Do you not have insurance? Where do you go? Who initiates it? It's a whole web of doctors that are involved, once you have breast cancer. So I think it's a little overwhelming and easy to just kind of put your head in the sand and...
People should know that at Sarasota Memorial, though, they do free mammograms for people that do not have insurance. During the month of October, I don't know if that is held over, if they don't utilize all those spots, but free mammograms are available for women if they do not have care. I want to talk more about mammograms in a moment, but I also want to ask this question. When you're thinking about the number of deaths, going in the right direction, not as many women are dying from breast cancer as years before, and we talked about early prevention and so forth, but there's also been a trend towards women who are diagnosed in the very early stages of breast cancer, going for a double mastectomy, going the whole 9 yards, and in other cases, women who may have a family history of breast cancer, almost doing a double mastectomy prophylactically. Is there any debate within the medical community about whether that is the right approach, and what do you tell your patients? I don't think there is a right approach. I don't think anybody in the medical community would dare to say that to anyone. I mean, that's a woman's personal choice, and it might not be the decision I personally might make, but that woman is the only one that can make that decision. And the field of genetics has really gotten so sophisticated that there are women that might be at 60% or 80% risk of developing breast cancer in their lifetime. Well, that's huge. There might be a woman that saw her mom die of breast cancer many, many years ago, and you never get rid of that memory, and she doesn't want that to happen to her. And I would imagine
that although no one would want to go through that kind of surgery, reconstruction has gotten so advanced and so good at this stage that the idea of doing that as an alternative is not as scary as it used to be.
It isn't. We certainly have well-known women in the public who have done the same or something close. And because we have things now with nipple-sparing mastectomy, where you wouldn't even see the scar, it's pretty much in a cosmetic position, and really great implants. We've added fat grafting, which really adds a softness and naturalness and kind of a win-win for the patient as far as losing fat somewhere and gaining it somewhere else. That the fear of deformity should be much less now, and so that makes it a little easier. And women want to take control of their medical care. And that's been a big issue, and being able to show them that they can do that, and with some time and with some surgery, still have their same identity.
Great. I want to talk about another subject, which is also kind of difficult. I read an article earlier today about, from a journalist who was suffering from breast cancer, who said that she had 30 or 40 examinations, and they did not reveal anything, and she was told she had an easy-to-treat form of breast cancer, and then it came back 16 years later. When you have the examinations, it doesn't always tell the full story.
Unfortunately, it doesn't. So there are a lot of things involved. I'm a big proponent of self-breast exam. Everyone should know how their own breast feels. It's something that should be done monthly. Patients hopefully are seeing their gynecologist or their primary care physician, and a breast exam is being performed. But it's really that in addition to yearly mammographic screening. And now we have 3D mammograms, and that has really aided in early detection.
What is the limitations of this technology? Because obviously, women, there are different kinds of breast density. I know that has been an issue that comes up with mammographies and mammograms. And what does the 3D allow you to do that you were not able to do before? And is the technology improving that it's becoming a little bit more certain than it used to be?
Right. 3D definitely is better for for dense breasts. That's really the best study. And the best way I can explain it, it's like slicing the breast like a deck of cards, and you're able to look a little bit more in depth at the breast tissue and dense breast tissue specifically.
So Karen, what would you tell women out there? I know the easy thing to say would be you do everything. You do self-examination and you go see your physician regularly, but even then, you just relying on your physicians like yourself and is not always the easy thing to do or the right thing to do. So what is the best approach?
I would just say that no test is perfect. I mean, we don't have a test that's 100% perfect for every single woman. So all of these things in combination, but if a woman has something that's not normal, she shouldn't just say, well, I had my mammogram, it must be fine, because unfortunately that's not necessarily true.
We should also bring up MRI as a detection, especially if someone has a family history, a history of breast cancer, dense breast, or a palpable finding that doesn't show up on mammogram. And
Lisa, you told me that there are women, especially in our area, who are even as they get older, they are going for reconstruction, where you didn't used to see that as much in the past.
It's a younger, older community, and everyone's healthy, and of course this is Florida, so the bar is raised very high for a body shape, which is great, but it also means I have to make sure that it's all safe for the patient, so there may be other medical conditions I have to take in consideration, but certainly age is not just a number, so I have to look at the whole patient, and I don't look at their age as much as I look at their health situation. But again, implants, we see a lot of older implants that were put in cosmetically that could impair your breast exam.
Right.
And so that's been an issue, a lot of older implants that are impairing what you can see on a mammogram.
That's an interesting issue, but we have to take another quick break, and we'll be back for final thoughts in a moment.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. you may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
And our guests join us for final thoughts. And Karen, I'm going to begin with you because we were talking, we all know it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Pink is in, even on the at the NFL games. But in general, we know what it's about, but we don't know exactly what we should take away from it. When you think about this month, what's your thoughts?
I'm filled with hope. Like your speaker said in the very beginning, breast cancer is not a death sentence anymore. It is a very serious condition. It's a scary condition. We get women through a very difficult time, but by and large they're cured afterwards because of early detection, because of better treatments, both chemotherapy, endocrine, radiation, surgery. We've come a long way and it's very exciting.
Great, that was my next question. Where are we going? We see that mortality is down. Women are being diagnosed earlier. What is yet to come?
Well, that's something that there are trials going all the time with better drugs, and radiation therapy is now not always 6 weeks, it's now sometimes 4 weeks. So we're making progress every step of the way. But I think early detection, educate yourself, genetics, genetic testing if you have a family history is going to be key, and really just watching Dr. Google may not be the best way to get your information.
And Elisa, I want to give you the last word.
Well, I just think reconstruction is such a huge amount of options right now, from a lumpectomy divot to absent both breasts. We have so many things we can do, and I think patients should just be very honest with their physician what they want. I would only ask that they'd be patient. I can't do it all in one surgery. If they give me some time, we can make not just their breast, even their whole body a little bit better. I want them happy. I want them getting past the cancer. I want them living their life with the body they want.
All right, and we'll have to leave it there. Thank you all. Before we go, we want to share with you some thoughts about last night's show on the Aqua by the Bay project. We asked for your thoughts about the role that campaign contributions by prominent developers to county commissioners voting on high-profile projects. Cindy says, thoroughly disgusted that they have once again sold out to developers. Shame on them. They each are personally responsible for ruining the environment. Paul says Aqua by the Bay remains incompatible with Manatee County, Florida's comprehensive land use plan, and clearly deviates from Manatee County's building development codes. Why on God's earth would the Manatee County Commissioners support giving Carlos Baruf 16 buildings that are almost 3 times the allowable height? Kevin says, I think we have the best county commissioners money can buy. Well, If you'd like to join the conversation on tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/mysuncoast.com.abc7. And FYI, you can watch past discussions. They're on demand. They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. And just a reminder, if you want to stay up to date on the latest breaking news, local news, see alerts on your phone instantly, iPhone and iPad users will need to download our new news app. Just go to the App Store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users, no worries. You'll get the new version automatically. We want to thank our guests for being here tonight. Dr. Karen Silver is an oncologist at the Florida Cancer Specialist. Dr. Grace Swore is a radiation oncologist at 21st Century Oncology. And Dr. Elisa Schulman specializes in breast cancer reconstructive surgery. When we return, we'll have a final look at your first alert weather. Plus, President Trump spoke about how the Republican Party has great unity. Really? Stay with us.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089, 800-329-3089.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Your primetime headlines are coming up in a moment, but right now let's get a final check on your first alert forecast from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Alan. A beautiful evening it has been, and the sun's setting now. This is looking out at Casey Key. Wave action was a little higher today, but that is now starting to calm down too. The small craft advisories, which had been in place, are no longer with us, and it's starting to get a little chilly out there right now as a result of that northerly flow around that area of high pressure, which continues to keep skies dry from Texas over to Georgia, all the way down into Florida. Not much rain anticipated over the upcoming at least 48 hours, then things start to change as we approach the weekend. Water vapor imagery is showing the dry air in place. Again, this is a time lapse over the past 12 hours, and you can see that moisture is not around at all. In fact, in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, talking 20, 30,000 feet, there's not much to work with at all, but that will start to change a little bit, as I said, as we approach Saturday and Sunday. Right now, 66 degrees, and the dew point temperature is at 46, which is really low, really dry atmosphere right now. Winds out of the northwest at 10. The pressure continues to rise at this hour. The high today was below average at 73. That's more typical of a January or February day, and the low this morning was 63. Hourly forecast overnight, clear skies all the way through, and mid-50s for the coastal locations. Mid to upper 50s there. Inland areas we'll see low 50s like Lakewood Ranch and also Arcadia right around 49 to start the morning off. Parrish, you'll be down around 51 degrees. Now, the temperature forecast showing much colder air to the north of us. They'll be in the mid-40s in Tallahassee, 49 in Gainesville. We should be right, as I said, right around the mid-50s for the most part. And still very warm in Key West, however, it's 71 for a low. Tomorrow's highs will be into the mid-70s, so it looks as though we'll see one more day of relatively cooler weather, and then Friday will be back to near seasonal averages. Highs will be into the low 80s at least. The low temperature, though, to start Friday off will still be into the mid to upper 50s. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast. But as far as we're concerned, no real threat of any significant problems with wind. Boaters, beware tomorrow. Winds will be up a little bit during the morning, but they'll subside throughout the afternoon, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. As a result of that high pressure just sitting right over the top of us, and when that happens, things really shut down as far as the winds go. Futurecasts indicating that front continues to head off to the east and take a lot of the moisture with it, but then it starts to come back as early as Saturday afternoon, just in time for another front and a tropical disturbance down to our south. The two will meet here in the Gulf of Mexico and then eventually push off into the Atlantic on Sunday. But it will bring some moderate to heavy rainfall our way with some thunderstorms in the mix. It looks like mainly Saturday afternoon and evening. Calmer conditions out on the waters tomorrow. Seas will be 2 to 4 feet. A moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Water temperature is really cooling down now. 78 degrees. It had been as high as 84 just a few days ago. Low tide at 10:18 and a high tide will be at 3:43 in the morning. The forecast tonight, clear, cooler, 54 for a low. Depends upon where you live. You live in Siesta Key, right around 58 degrees. And then mostly sunny, 76 tomorrow. And the extended forecast, a little warmer on Friday. Good for football Friday night. And then storms late on Saturday and early Sunday. Cooler again Monday and Tuesday. Al will be back with primetime headlines right after this.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Checking primetime headlines. Yesterday, 2 Republican United States senators unloaded on President Trump, questioning his truthfulness, honesty, and competency. Today, the president boasted about the great unity between him and Republicans in the Senate. CNN's Jeff Zeleny reports.
We have actually great unity in the Republican Party.
President Trump insisting today the Republican Party is still one big tent, neither burdened nor broken by dissent. One day after receiving a bruising rebuke from 2 Republican senators, the president used those 2 words again and again, denying any divisions in the GOP ranks.
There's great unity in the Republican Party.
But that's not how all Republicans see it, after Senators Bob Corker and Jeff Flake delivered an extraordinary scolding of Mr. Trump.
I hope that we've reached a tipping point of some type.
where we don't continue to normalize by being silent the kind of behavior that we've seen.
Mr. President, I rise today to say enough.
After taking to the Senate floor to denounce the president's behavior as reckless, outrageous, and undignified, Flake said it was time for Republicans to stand up to the White House.
We have challenges in this country that we've got to face, and unless the president is able to work with Congress on these things, then people aren't going to stand and say, you know, we're going to give you more time. At some point, there's a tipping point where we have to move on.
Yet there were few signs today of a tipping point. Most rank-and-file Republicans and party leaders steered clear of joining Flake and Corker's bandwagon, even as the president piled on. The reason Flake and Corker dropped out of the Senate race is very simple. They had zero chance of being elected. Now act so hurt and wounded, the president tweeted. Corker, chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, told CNN's Manu Raju that wasn't true.
My numbers in the state were very, very strong, and so that's just not true. But look, please, I don't really care what comes out of the White House. So.
Leaving the White House for a fundraising trip today in Dallas, the president said Senate Republicans rallied around his tax plan while visiting their weekly lunch Tuesday on Capitol Hill.
It was almost a love fest. Maybe it was a love fest, but we get standing ovations. There is great unity.
All presidents, of course, get standing ovations, yet Trump touted his and took no responsibility for a lack of civility.
You know, people don't understand. I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I did very well. I'm a very intelligent person. The fact is, I really believe, I think the press creates a different image of Donald Trump than the real person.
The president also blasting the Clinton campaign for paying for a now famous dossier, looking into any ties between his campaign and the Russian government.
The whole Russian thing is what it's turned out to be. This was the Democrats coming up with an excuse for losing an election.
2 people are dead after a shooting on the Grambling State University campus. Authorities say 2 male victims were found early this morning near 2 dormitories and were pronounced dead at the scene. Both were seniors at the historically African-American school. A spokesman for the sheriff's office says a suspect fled the area after the shooting. One of the greatest jazz musicians of all time has passed away. Legendary singer and piano player Fats Domino passed away yesterday morning at the age of 89. Domino was a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and earned a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Domino sold more than 65 million albums and had more than 30 top 40 singles. Domino left behind his wife Rosemary and 8 grandchildren. And that's all the time we have for this evening. I'm Alan Coe. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.